try Froggie went a courtin' with the fingernail and the middle finger, but not here. Like that's where you're supposed to play this banjo, but we're not going to do that. Not yet. Still getting used to it. Froggie went a-courtin' and he did right, Froggie went a-courtin' and he did right. Froggie went a-courtin' and he did right. Sword and pistol by his side, King Kong Timothy-o. He went down to Miss Mouse's door, He went down to Miss Mouse's door. He went down to Miss Mouse's door, where he'd often been before. Took Miss Mousey up on his knee. I said, Miss Mousey, will you marry me? Without my Uncle Rat's consent, I could not marry the president. Oh, King Kong Timothy-o. Uncle Rat, he gave his consent. Uncle Rat, he gave his consent. Uncle Rat, he gave his consent. The weasel wrote the publishment. Oh, go, weasel, go. Where will the wedding supper be? Where will the wedding supper be? Where will the wedding supper be? Way down yonder in a hollow tree. What will the wedding supper be? What will the wedding supper be? What will the wedding supper be? Roasted mosquito and 2 black-eyed peas, typically you're supposed to play with the middle finger, actually. But I've always learned the index finger. And I often use this little guy. So let's give that a shot. Miss Mousy, will you marry me?